P.K. Toretto here with the final portion of the homegrown Rear Admiral naval themed 20 card pack versus Air Force themed. So we have, and I want to do this all in one take. I have my 20 cards, he has his 20 cards. We're going to shuffle it, for real, shuffle it. I want this all to be one take, so you know that we didn't rig this, and this is an actual game that you're seeing. I'm going to be talking out loud also on his turn to show the strategies and how the air sea units are used to attack via row onto the battlefield. So, we have, give me a cut there. Obviously, we have not rigged these decks. And we're going to fill our build queues with 5 cards each, face down. There it is, and we have our power dog tag. This is heads, this is tails, call it in the air.
Heads.
Tails, I move first. So, I have 4 cards that are face down. I can pick any of those cards, but it behooves me that I have to pick on the BQ3. If you don't know why, I'll keep on flipping and let's see if you can discover as to why. I'll flip it over, it says BQ4. It's also turned and it's underlined, so that goes to the bottom of the pile. That was my destroyer. Flip over another one, BQ3, it stays there. I have a couple more to flip. I'm going to do BQ1. It's a BQ HQ. Comes straight into play in any of the 4 HQ squares. This is good to get out quick, just in case there's any transport or any quick strategy that he has to get to my HQ early. BQ1, really good to have on my very first flip. That's going to build my base. I have 2 other cards to flip. I'm going to start pressing my luck here. That's a BQ3, goes on the bottom of BQ3. Flip over another one, BQ2, and I'm going to have my howitzer out just in case he starts marching down with infantry. I'm going to stop there. I have my 3, 2, and 1. I like it. And my BQHQ, I'm set. And these are going to be at the bottom until they're face up, and then they start marching down. Now it's his turn. There's a particular BQ he should flip with. I won't say it. Maybe it will be discovered later on. He's going to go from BQ4 first. Gets his BQ HQ, goes straight into play. So then he has an infantry defense for any quick movement I have. So he flips over his BQ2 airbase. It goes into his BQ2 and it's going to choke those rest of the cards. He needs to have a construction battalion to move that card. That's why it's a yellow BQ. So those 2 CBs that I put in his deck that he knows about, he needs to have those to move that card. Otherwise those are going to be choked, or he cancels that card and obviously doesn't get to use any of his air units.
Continues to pull.
BQ4 goes to the bottom of the BQ4 pile. BQ1 goes on top of his BQ1, thus choking those cards for this turn. And a BQ3. So he has no more cards to flip, but he hasn't seen his construction battalion. I'm feeling good right now. Back to my turn over here. I'm going to supply this. I'm going to move him up 1. I'm going to go to my BQ shift phase. This is going to come in. I'll put him over here. This is going to come down 1. This is going to come down 1. And now I have 2 choices to flip. At this point, I'm still looking for my base. He has seen his base, but no CB. I have a CB, but no base. Let's hope that it is this one. Nope. BQ4. BQ HQ comes in. BQ1 comes down here. I've yet to see my base. I could start flipping this, but I already have these to build. I don't want to be choked up, so I say end of my turn, goes to him. First thing that happens is that he supplies and can move if he would so wish. And now every green BQ moves down 1. So his supply moves down 1 into any of his 4 HQ squares. His yellow card, Chaparral, is going to go from 3 to 2 on top of his air base. And his F-16 Falcon is now going to go on top of BQ3. So his only choice to flip right now is that 1. And the reason why this came out is because he cleared out his BQ4. Remember, all of these air and sea units go to the bottom of the piles, as you see here. But if you clear out the top, then you get to build them first, which may behoove him at the end of about 3 or 4 turns, because it's going to be sitting here ready to take off, if he can get that base built by his CBs. Hopefully you're following me with all of this. All right, so he has an option to flip from his BQ1.
BQ HQ.
Comes in to any of the 4 HQ squares.
We'll flip again.
He gets the jammer. It goes up to BQ4. Survey says he gets his captain card. So that's actually pretty good for him right now. It's going to stall the jammer, and what we call those are place markers, because you can always reassign your officer rank cards. It has a slash underneath it, so at any point in this build queue, cancel reassign phase, you can always put it to the bottom of the pile. That will become very, very important later on in the game.
And this is needed for what?
That is needed to launch your jet fighters or your air units from your air base. They have yet to be built because you need your CVs. BQ4 goes on top of the captain. So he'll be building that as I now need my air defense, because in 4 turns that Thunderbolt's going to come down. Right now, everything that I have seen, I have no defense against that Thunderbolt. So now that's a concern. First thing I do is supply. I can move up both of my mortars. I can bring in the anti-tank javelin, which is going to be good against that supply. My Abrams comes down. Now I have, and my destroyer comes down. I have one choice, and I am still looking for that base. BQ1, now I'm getting to be a little bit of a greedy goblin. BQ2, and BQ2 is my Admiral. For the sake of argument, BQ2, wow, and a BQ4. Alright, your turn. First thing he does is supply, second thing he does is move.
Okay. Greens.
Every greens goes down one, every top card I should say, and then 4 goes down. And now he's in his cancel reassign phase. If you so wish, he could reassign that, do you?
No.
Okay, and then it goes to my turn. I supply, I move up, all of these have movement of 1. I keep him back because he's supposed to be building my naval base when it comes out. Stinger Sam comes out. Now I have my defense against that Thunderbolt. That was a good flip to keep on going because now I have my defense. The Iroquois comes down 1 and the Apache comes down 1. Let me think for 2 seconds. No, I'm going to keep this as a place marker to keep all of those ships from being built, because now these are going to start coming down. So I'll give it to him, and we're going to start having battles right here, because we're getting into the 4th and 5th turn that usually cards are going to interact. So the first thing he does is supply. Next thing he does is move attack.
And we move. I'll leave him here.
Yeah, don't think too much about this. We're just explaining the build queue.
Okay.
Iroquois comes in. Jet fighter comes down. Thunderbolt comes down. Option to flip.
My option.
And he gets his Abrams. Good thing I have my javelins out here. My turn. First thing I do is supply. For the sake of you seeing battle, I'm going to move up 1. I can shoot 1 away. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot that in trenchers before he gets his defensive capability and he goes off the table. I'll move him up 1. I'll move all these guys up 1. I'll leave my CVs back. Now I have my Iroquois come out. And I'll leave him underneath here, just in case I want to transport him once he builds my base. And the Apache comes down, the Destroyer comes down. Now it's his turn. First thing he does is supply. He moves up 1.
Just move. He comes in.
Now he comes in, he doesn't get to supply the next turn because he needs his air base to supply. To get the air base there, he needs a sea base to build it.
Move down greens. It's your turn.
Option to flip, he decides not to. My turn is supply. I'm going to stack both of these and I'll move this guy over 1 and I will actually keep moving in. If I can get this all the way over to the other side, then I win. Now I'll go to my build queue phase, bring in my tank, line them up against that Cougar, bring down the Apache, and I have to bring down both of my destroyers, even though I don't have a naval base. I've been building them. Your turn.
Move in 1. I'll move him up 1. I'll move him up 1.
Sure.
We'll put in our little homeboy there. Put him here. We're going to turn over EQ1 sniper. Your turn.
All right.
No, hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it. There we go.
Oh, there you go. And that goes to BQ1.
That's right.
So now he's looking good. He has his chaparral, but I know underneath that chaparral is that base. And I know he has that F-16, which is an AGM. So right now I'm thinking 3 to 4 moves. I'm not looking pretty. And I really need to find that naval base. I do have a couple of things on the battlefield that are giving me the onus right now. But now that he has that CB out, tides have changed. Tides have turned. So I'm going to supply my tank. I will move. I'll move him up 1, shoot, take out the Cougar, move this guy over here to supply him the next turn. This guy will turn, shoot this infantry. Obviously, we're not going too much into the battlefield stratagem right now. I'll leave him there just to get that Warthog out for it to kill it. So now I will move this into here. This comes down, and I see how my BQ2s and 1s are stacked, and his is even. That's something you should be keying in on. All right, so your turn, good sir. He supplies his Warthog, has movement of 3 and range of 1, radius, so he can move up right there or there.
No, we're going to move here.
Right.
Boom.
And he takes out this.
Then I come in.
And the chaparral comes down, and the next turn he'll be able to build his base. Looking good, and his captain is active and ready to go for that AGM. And you'll be able to see, basically, number 1, you're going to see what it takes to bring it out, and what the random part, and the luck part, and the managing of the build queue does. And once that is then released, and I don't have defense, how powerful it is. Back to my turn, I'll move this up 2, because it can. This can supply 1, so I'm going to turn it and supply the tank. And then I'll go to my BQ shift phase, and I'll move this in here. Cannot be supplied. This moves down. And that's all I can do for this turn. Back to you. And you can turn the Iroquois to supply that there. Actually, no. Yeah.
I can.
Next turn, you can supply that. Because you only can supply the Thunderbolt in your HQ, as opposed to other close air support.
So he can't supply it?
Nope.
Okay.
That's a specific thing to the Thunderbolt because it has 3 range.
Gotcha.
All right. However, now that you're in your move attack, this is when you can build your base and move it down 1. If you use the TCA of the construction battalion.
I will do that. So these both at 10.
Yep.
He comes down
1.
1.
Yep. And then you have the choice to flip.
Now let's do this. Because I can bring him in.
No, you cannot, because you're in your move attack. So during your move attack, you're going to use your TCA to build. Now that you're in your build queue, you move down any green BQs, and now you go into cancel your assign phase, and now you go into the flip.
HQ. Lay mines.
Better not get a BQ1.
You're right.
Does everyone see that, watchers? If you did flip over BQ1, then that would inhibit him to get his airbase out the next turn. Back to my turn, and let's hope that this kid gets some luck over here.
Let's hope not.
So I'm going to go straight to my BQ. I have a bigger fish to fry than the battle queue right now. This is going to go straight in, and I could cancel reassign this, and I think at this time, unless I get extremely lucky, I will wait 1 more turn for this howitzer to come out, and hopefully I'll get my base in these 3 cards. Your turn. So you get to supply both of those cards and your ley mines.
So we're going to come up here.
And you can do that, but you might as well use the build in your...
Get him in.
Yeah, and get your airbase in. And the airbase, just like everything else, comes intact. Excuse me, spent. You can start rolling your eyes now.
I will leave you here. No, actually, we're going to put you over here. He comes in.
Yep. So now he has a chaparral anti-air against my Apache. And then you have a choice to flip 2.
EQ3.
Mm-hmm.
EQ2.
Alright. Here it is, my turn. I'm going to go straight to my build queue. That comes in, and Luck of the draw here. I get my construction battalion, which doesn't help me. At this point, I'm going to have to reassign this. It's going to take me a long time. You're going to run out? What?